Hey gamers. Let's talk about this Pokemon Presents 2026 presentation. I'm sorry that I didn't do a reaction video. I wasn't really able to. I was also spoiled with the news throughout the day, so it just kind of felt ingenuine to film a reaction video when I already know what's gonna happen. Honestly, the presentation was really doo-doo until the end. Like, I'm not trying to start this video off on like a negative foot, but dedicating the longest segment of the presentation to the game that comes out next week, like, are we fucking kidding? This is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and the longest segment of the presentation is for the game that comes out next week that we just got like an hour of gameplay of on the treehouse, or 2 hours, however long it was. Like, come on. There was some good stuff here. I mean, like, I think saying it doo-doo is kind of like a premature judgment, I guess. I mean, not really, I've already watched the thing, but it's just kind of everything that I overall did expect. Which is fine. Like, completely fine. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, do we as fans, like, of Pokemon, people who have been fans of Pokemon for a long time, who have followed the franchise for forever, pretty much, with most online discourse, I guess, or just conversation that was happening, like, we already knew, like, all this stuff was gonna come. Like, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And it did. And it doesn't necessarily make it disappointing, but I mean, the end of the presentation completely paid off in my opinion. I'm very happy with what that was. Like, I saw that and I was like, I have a smile on my face watching a Pokemon trailer, and I'm not mad about it. Pokemon Champions got a release date. It got not a release date, release window of April for the Switch and later for mobile, which, going back to the predictions, I didn't get it right exactly. I predicted that we would get a release date or a Shadow Drop and a Switch 2 edition. We didn't get any of those things, but we did get a release window. Pokemon Go, Unite, Cafe, whatever, Masters, Sleep, all those mobile games got an update with some stuff. Another prediction, Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, GameCube, NSO, Shadow Drop. We didn't get a Shadow Drop, but we got an announcement that is coming in March for XD Gale of Darkness. No mention of Coliseum at all. Cool. I haven't played XD Gale of Darkness. When I was even when I was a kid, that was a hard game to get. I remember that being a difficult one to find around in the store. So I haven't played that yet. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty cool. Pokemon TCG 30th anniversary, like, I like what's going on here. But it does seem we're at the very least going to go up to Sword and Shield with the reprints, which it kind of helps in some sense, but I know it's going to make a lot of people mad who like their Pokemon cards and like that a lot of them, have a high value. Reprint if you're gonna do a reprint set, like, for the 30th anniversary, reprint like you did with Celebrations, but like on another level. Like, get all those chase cards and put them in a set and reprint them and take the market and see what people think. Anyways, that's just my opinion on it. But it's cool that we're getting another 30th or getting another reprint set for the 30th anniversary. And it's going to be a worldwide simultaneous release, which has never happened in the TCG. I'm curious to see how that affects things going forward, because usually it's 2 Japanese sets, then those sets get distributed to some parts of the world in some other languages, and then there's 1 giant English set, and then that gets translated to a bunch of different languages in that format and all that stuff. We've gotten closer to being one united Pokemon card world We're almost there, guys. We just gotta wait till June or whenever this set comes out. I'm gonna go back to Pokopia. I said in the video that Pokopia will probably flop. It's not. There's no way. This is a $70 game key card, but you've got like Minecraft, Animal Crossing, Dragon Quest Builders 3 with a Pokemon skin on it. It's over. it's over. That's a cash cow right there. That's gonna be a popular game. But did we really need? I'm gonna go back to this again. Like, did we really need to spend 5 minutes on a game that comes out next week? No. Like, God, no. We get it. I mean, the trailer they did show, like, it piqued my interest, and I was really hating this. Am I gonna buy it on release day? No. Am I gonna pay $70 for it? No. Do I have plenty of other games that I need to get through right now? Yes. So I'm not gonna be participating in the Pokopia trend, I assume, when it comes out. But yeah, 5 minutes on that. We didn't need it. We already know. We did get the Legends. I mean, not directly in the presentation, but we did get the Legends ZA Pokemon Home compatibility. We also got the Pokemon Champ, and we already knew Pokemon Champions would be compatible with Pokemon Home, but there's a little bit more in regards to just details about how all that's going to work. We also did get the Mega Garchomp drop for Legends ZA, which is cool. I mean, the new Mega Garchomp, it looks okay. Looks all right. If you're into that kind of sort of thing, I'll probably do that at some point. But yeah, that's out. You can go do that now. In the predictions video, I did talk about the possibility of a 30th anniversary collection or an NSO port of GBA games / Game Boy games, and they would be compatible with Home. We got something. We did, it was revealed a week ago, but we did get Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch, and eventually it will be Home compatible in the sense of you just transfer your Pokemon to that game. Like, I don't think there's any, like, transferring, like, to and fro type deal. Just more so, like, once they're out of Fire Red, like, they're out. Like, you can't bring them back or Leaf Green. But that's cool. That gives me incentive to want to replay those games again. Like, cool. I can take those Kanto Pokemon that I will spend a lot of time with, because Fire Red is a long and grindy game, and bring them to the games that are on the Switch. That's cool. That's awesome. Fire Red and Leaf Green are also good games. They're not bad at all in any sense or any shape or form. There's the one when I was playing it earlier. I just put like 5 minutes into it. Just did like the beginning, choose your starter, get the rival battle done so you can save. And I forgot how much Hoenn music was present in that game. And just so many elements from Ruby and Sapphire that are in that game. Like, obviously, like I haven't played the game in a long time, so I just going back and seeing things that I kind of forgot about or didn't really realize before. But yeah, that's out. It's $20 if you want to get one of those. People are mad about that. I don't really care, because you can either get a reproduction cart, which is going to cost you like $50, and the game, 1, isn't legit, and 2, you can't, there's no physical way to transfer your Pokemon, because the game is not real, and like, transfer systems for transferring Pokemon recognize that. Yeah. Or, if you want to spend $100+ on an original Game Boy cartridge, then you also have to have, at this point in time, unless you have it already, like a device to play that. So to have an option on a device that a lot of people have, Switch and the Switch 2, to have this game available for purchase for $20, like, this, in my opinion, we need more of that. Just have it available. That is I very much like I agree with the mentality and logic behind voting with your wallet. Do I do it a lot of the time? No, but I guess in this case, if this does really well, my hope is that the other Game Boy games come out. Like, we get Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Like, not just Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And like, because overall, like, the Switch generation did create an opportunity to be able to transfer, to be able to acquire all of the Pokemon outside of the Game Boy games, but to at least give people the option of like, hey, I have Pokemon from Game Boy games, doesn't matter what time you played them or how you played them, and I want them in my current games. Like, this allows people a way easier way of doing that, instead of like, oh, your Pokemon from Fire Red, well, you're going to need a copy of Diamond and Pearl or Platinum to transfer those to, and then you're going to have to find you transfer those to the 3DS, and I think there's some sort of system in most 3DS Pokemon games where you can do that. I completely forgot how that works, actually, but you got to take it like from the DS to the 3DS, and then from the 3DS, you have to have Pokemon Bank, but if you don't have a 3DS with Pokemon Bank already installed, there's no way to get Pokemon Bank because the service isn't discontinued, but the online service for 3DS is discontinued, so you don't have access on the eShop to be able to download that. Sucks. If you have all the stuff for it, cool. If you don't, that's balls. That's a lot of money. If you want to go about it that way. Anyways. Fire Red and Leaf Green, get it if you want. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's a good decision. Put more games on there. Anyways, Pokemon Generation 10. Let's talk about this. I'm not going to show the trailer on screen here. It's just going to be whatever gameplay I have, whatever gameplay I decided that I wanted to put on here. I'm just going to kind of skim through the trailer just on my own as I'm talking about this. This is like is everything here perfect? No. Not in any way, shape, or form. Seeing like long draw distances and low poly, like it looks like some lower polygon. I'm not even gonna get into that. I don't know any of those proper terms. So anyways, there's some spots where it looks a little bit rough. This is also a live stream presentation in 1080p. More than likely this will have a 4K output, but it looks, in terms of how it looks good. It feels good to say that. It's been a long time since I've looked at a Pokemon game and I'm like, this looks good. The starters are honestly, I wouldn't say perfect, but the best we've had in a while. Pombon doesn't look like it has had a thought in its head in its life, but it works. Gekwa is my personal favorite. Will these turn into humanoid final evolutions? Possibly. There's a high possibility of that. I'm gonna cope really hard and say that all of them are not gonna be like that, but they look good. These are good starters. It feels fresh, but it works. I like it. Good job. This could be the epitome of Pokemon 3D. No, that's too much. It's not the epitome of Pokemon 3D art style, but it's a step in the right direction. There is an art direction. There is an art style. And I like that. We needed more of that in Scarlet and Violet, and Legends Arceus, you had an art direction. It just didn't look very good. This, though, like just where I was basing this point off of originally was the shot of the tower where it just kind of shows like part of one of the islands in a longer drawn out distance area. But I mean, main characters look great. This doesn't look much different from ZA or Scarlet and Violet in terms of player models, I would say. But even in my predictions video, I was like, if you just hammer down a good version of what that is, then like that's good to lock into if that's what you're going for, and that's what they're going for. But it works well here. And just also seeing the diversity in the environments, and also the lighting in what seems to be a day-night cycle. There's more shots of this game looking good than not. And I can appreciate that. Like, obviously, you know, textures aren't 100%. Like, does this look like a, you know, maybe like a Xbox One PS4 game versus a, you know, maybe PS2 looking game? I mean, there's improvement. It like I said, like it's a step in the right direction. Is it perfect? No, but is it much better than whatever the fuck it has been? Yeah, it is. And the water physics, diving under the water, it looked good. That looked good. I mean, like just even in terms of like games, like I'm thinking a good example I compare this to is like Mario Kart World, and I'm like, damn, that was a Pokemon game, that looks good. But also, you know, here's another thing too, like our standards are so low and everything is set to such a low bar where it's like, wow, like animations that exist in the world and everything's not still, and there's weather and a day night, so like basic stuff that's been in games forever that we're, you know, just now getting in Pokemon games. But, you know, if you're going to ship a $70 product, I mean, dear God, I hope this is not an $80 game. Shit my pants. That would suck balls. But the names, you know, I don't know if I said it already, but Pokemon Wind and Waves are the names. That's what we got, guys. That's what it is. It looks good. I don't know, like there's nothing mechanically that was revealed about the game, but just showing the shots of the environment, pretty cool. It does have a 2027 simultaneous release across the globe. Take as much time as you need. Like, if this is what the product looks like, you know, potentially like at the very least a year before it comes out. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're taking steps in the right direction. Like, maybe there's some like extra polish and extra, you know, like texture tidbits here and there that they can take a look at. But it's Game Freak, so I don't really, and the Pokemon Company, so I don't expect much. But this is better. This is better. Switch 2 exclusive game. Fine with me. Let me know what you guys think of the overall presentation. It wasn't entirely doo-doo. It was just literally everything I expected. I'm a little disappointed. Not disappointed, but I'm a little shocked that we haven't, like, is Champions going to be the fall, like the mobile Champions going to be the big fall Pokemon release for the year? Or like, are we going to get a drop of some like old games again? I don't know. Like, there's such a, I feel like even just for the Switch 2 in general, like there's just such a big gap. Like, we've got stuff, you know, coming out probably until like June or July, but like after that, past that, like what are we getting? Like what is going on there? Am I like the biggest fan of announcing games like 8 years before they release? I mean, not really, but am I a fan of announcing games 2 months before they release? Yes and no, because it just, like, I feel like what incentivizes you to buy a console is not only the games that are already on it, of course, but the games that you know are coming for it. Like, we have, not like 2027 we're getting Pokemon. Maybe it'll be in early 2027. Maybe it'll change up that way. Where it used to release earlier in the year in Japan and later in the year in other parts of the world. And they changed that eventually. That's pretty much all I got. I pretty much just let it all out on the table. This is a unscripted video. The only notes I had were looking at what my predictions were for the whole thing from however long ago, like in the beginning of the year. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff right. Not really anything necessarily wrong. Just because I knew what to expect, I'm underwhelmed because I didn't get anything I didn't expect. That's a good way to put it. But it wasn't bad. So let me know what y'all think. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, I don't really care anymore. Your thoughts are your own. I'm literally unaffected. Yeah. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.